I wanted to share three things that really helped me completely cure my depression. I used to struggle with really major depressive episodes. I had clinical depression, and I was always being told that you can't really cure depression. The best you can hope for is you find a way to manage and live with depression. Well, I found that that was not the case in my situation. I was able to fully cure depression. And does that mean I never get depressed? Of course not. Because remember, being depressed is a normal human state, but it's not something we want to get stuck in. And the problem occurs when you get stuck in long episodes of depression, and that moves you into major depressive disorder or clinical depression. So we hear a lot about the different things you can do to help with depression, and a lot of them are useful: walking, sunlight, eating well, sauna and cold plunges, and getting rid of toxic people. I want to say that all those things are useful, but for me, the three main things that helped cure my depression and I still use till this day are: number one is laughter. Sounds very simple, but laughter isn't just about laughing or having fun. It actually changes your body chemistry. It reduces your stress hormones like cortisol. It boosts your feel good chemicals. It can help you feel joyful. It can be distracting. Laughter is actually really medicine, and I don't think many people realize that. And it's a form of therapy. And so for me, laughter was one of the main things that I started to use. And I use that specifically by seeking out laughter. So I would watch things that were funny. I would, watch movies that were specifically for me funny. Now, remember that laughter is subjective, or comedy is subjective, should I say. What is funny to one person might not be funny to you. So, what you really have to do is seek out things that are funny and watch them, go to them, especially when you're feeling depressed. For me, this has been a game changer and still is. And that is why I'll find myself watching the same series. I have a number of series that I find very funny, and I just watch them over and over again whenever I feel my mood changing. The second thing that helped me, and this is very important, is challenging negative thoughts. The bottom line is that you will feel the way you think. So, how you feel is a function of how you're thinking. So, if you don't learn how to deal with negative thoughts, you're always going to struggle. And one of the things that I have found in my work and in my personal life is I've never met someone that is, a depressed person that doesn't have negative thoughts. If you speak to anybody that's suffering with depression, regardless of where they feel the cause of depression is, they will be struggling with negative thoughts. So it's really important that you learn how to challenge negative thoughts. I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm not going to talk about it here. But I did a video yesterday talking about challenging negative thoughts, and I will talk about it in a bit more detail. If you do want me to specifically talk about that, please let me know and I'll do that. And the third thing is the one that probably you were expecting me to say first. Is the one we hear about all the time, and that's movement or exercise. Now, the thing for me is that exercise is crucial. There's no doubt that exercise works. Studies and studies have shown it. Experts and experts have said it. It works better even than, in some cases, medication. But my experience has been that exercise doesn't work for a lot of people. And the reason is because when you are severely depressed, and I'm talking about clinical depression, you don't want to do anything. And even the simplest things like having a shower or going for a walk they're just outside of the realm of what you feel you can do. And if you're not someone that normally exercises, or you don't have any experience with going in the gym or doing any kind of exercise, someone then saying to you, oh, go and start exercising and this will help your depression, it feels really hard. It's a big mountain to climb, because now you have to deal with something new that you don't know how to do. That is hard, discipline, consistency, getting up regularly to do it. It's also hard. And when you're depressed, all those parts of your brain are not really working well. You don't feel like doing a lot of things. You have very little energy. So it's not that exercise doesn't work, as a lot of people seem to feel. It's that exercise is really, really hard if you're depressed and you're struggling with depression. And so, for a lot of people with depression who try exercise, they either don't give it long enough, or they're not consistent enough, or they just don't have the drive, the energy, the whatever you want to call it, to keep exercising. So I would say, if you're someone that doesn't exercise, and the thought of doing any kind of exercise, going to a gym, running, whatever, if it feels hard, just walk. Walk whenever you can. And I think even walking or things like yoga can help. Just any kind of movement will boost serotonin. It boosts, it gives you these good hormones which we need, especially when you're feeling depressed. But we need it, all of us need it. It will help you reduce anxiety, gives you a sense of control, because everything else feels out of control when you feel so depressed and down. So if you're in that dark place, start small, baby steps. But the three main things is laugh a little, question your negative thoughts. Don't just allow them to sit there, and move your body, even if it's a 10-minute work. And remember that healing isn't linear, but it's possible, and I'm proof of that.